Alright, good evening everyone. It's good to have you all here on Speed Gaming 3. My name is Decklink and tonight I will be commentating the match, rather the weekly race of SMZ3 that's hosted every time here on Speed Gaming. And of course, today it's going to be normal logic. We're going to be following Metroid and Maniacal as they progress through both Zebes and Hyrule. The objective of the game is pretty simple, and most people who have visited the stream should know. But for those who are new, objective is either actually defeat both Otterbrain and, of course, Ganon. As we wait for the runners and everyone to get ready, we'll be starting in just a bit, and I hope that everyone will enjoy themselves here. As, well, these runners are going to be showing us what they can do. So, with normal logic, of course, there are some things that you will not be required to do, such as heated room traversal without the Varia suit, or other things like gravity jump. But things like infinite bomb jump are still here, and we are off with both players getting ready to go. There are a couple of options that you can take. Of course, at the start here, you can go either straight into Hyrule, or you can choose to check out the Morphle pedestal. But most players, they do opt to go straight into Hyrule. And it looks like Maniacal is heading straight into Hyrule. Just like Metroid, we are going to be getting our first look at Hyrule. There's an option, you can always start with checking the Legilia Island, just the red rupee, so both players are going to be saving and quitting, and heading over to the Sanctuary. And of course, it's terrific heading over to Link's house, Maniacal heading over to Sanctuary, Super Missile found the Sanctuary, and a bit of money by Metroid here. Here's a first look at the map. We have a red crystal at Eastern Palace, a normal crystal at Tarovera, and of course a pendant, non-green, at Desert Palace. And, I like how these runners are taking different approaches and how this is at the start of the game. Metroid choosing to go to Hyrule Castle, finding a, I think a tier 3 pool. Wow, that's a tongue twister right there. And immediately, of course, Maniacal finding some bombs, so that's very useful as well. Arrows found in the secret passage. And we're going to get a quick look at whether or not this is going to be Aghanim required for the Lumberjack item, where we find an energy tank. So Aghanim is not specifically required for the completion of the game. Unless, of course, that's going to be our only way into Dark World. But Metroid now going to be tracing Maniacal steps and heading over to the Sanctuary. In the meantime, Maniacal going through the Lost Woods, looking to find some information here on what he's going to be getting, what they're going to be getting in the initial part. So we find the red rupee in the mushroom spot.
How many bombs?
And we're going to be looking at a nice continuation here. Some rupees again from the tier 1 tree pool. As we wait for Maniacal to head over to the Kakariko village. So in Kakariko village, it's a very dense item location. Of course, 5 items here in Blind's Hut, another 4 in the well. I think, excuse me, 5 in the well. So yeah, this is a pretty standard start for both the players. Let's see if we can find out if there's any form of a bow this early on. That will allow both players to head into Eastern and Spacer. Not really the weapon you want to find, but a nice damage upgrade, especially early on in the game. Missile found in the back of Blind's Hut, and actually for Metroid, this is a smart pickup. Picking up the red rupee will ensure that they will be able to get themselves the pickup from the merchants. And also, what I did fail to miss on Maniacal's side, because I was working on a bit, is a nice Moon Pearl in the Lumberjack. So both players now with the Moon Pearl. Here we go, 5 items in the well. First item, not so much, other than a lot of super, so ammunition isn't really an issue at the moment. 50 rupees, that ensures... Oh, a nice glove there as well for the back of escape, if needed, or other things that they can pick up now. But yeah, this is very nice for Maniacal, actually bailed out here by the well, because now they don't have to go back to check the merchant. Merchant, well, only has a piece of art, so nothing too special right there. Chicken house now, as Metroid is doing what Maniacal did just a bit earlier. Maniacal is going to find the knee tank. A little bit of defensive capabilities for Super Metroid, but for now only the bow and the pearl against the aggressive items here in the Kakariko area. Maniacal just going to be completing the looks like we're waiting for... Unfortunately, we didn't quite catch what was on the Maniacal side, so we'll just have to deal with Terrific a bit later on, as Terrific will check out all those items. A power bomb on the library, so that's also not required, given that we already have access to power bombs. Maniacal taking a bit of a... it's not really a gamble, it's more like a guess. Well, we didn't get that much when going into Kakariko Village, so might as well just check out the race game. And to be fair, given the amount of items that are scattered between both Super Metroid and Hyrule, it's not that bad. Only the issue is 50 rupees for a little bit of time loss. I'm not quite sure if that's worth it yet. However, now with the gloves in hand for both of the players and the bows, I would not put it past them to go straight over to the eastern area. But first, Maniacal, getting that progression, will head over straight into the back of escape. Alright, let's see what the back of escape holds for us. What the key logic will tell us, because if we don't find a key in the back, find a map, a missile, and a missile, that means the key has to be in the front, so it can only be in 2 places. And that's Dark Cross or the first blue guard, which basically means that not all that much of a... it could mean that the lamp is required to put the Zelda cell in logic right now, so it's interesting that Maniacal, with his information, decides to go straight over to the dam and do that instead. When we're looking at Metroid, following Maniacal's footsteps right now, also doing the racing game, also picking up 50 rupees, and saving and quitting out, makes total sense. Mini shield found in the dam. The sunken treasure holds for us. Meantime, Terrific also, just like Maniacal, deciding to go to the sanctuary right after the race game, and probably going to be doing exactly the same, yeah. So going straight into the back of escape, and checking out what those items are. It's not really what you want to find, 2 missile packs, and of course a map. 300 rupees are sunken treasure, and that's actually pretty good here for Maniacal, because with the gloves it is now possible to head straight over to the Ice Rod Cave, and near the Ice Rod Cave there is a rock that you can pick up for 20 rupees each time you enter, so that might be Maniacal's next play, to make sure that the Zora money is available. Now, the Modern Cave, it's a matter of getting those bombs to hit with only 2 hearts. It's a bit of a precarious situation, but Maniacal's doing a very good job at deleting those mini mold arms, whereas Terrific decides to do a quick Hoolihan to fill up on money and prepare for Zora. There's the wave beam. on the side of Maniacal, and some power bombs as well. So pretty good start here for Maniacal. Wave Beam is very useful. So if we're looking at the flute also found here by Maniacal, yeah, it makes total sense to immediately go and pick it up. I see a question about how does the lamp put Zelda Cell in logic. Well, it puts Zelda Cell in logic only if the small key is in dark crossed. Because there is a possibility where you can actually use the small key in the back of escape, and as a result, you cannot progress all the way up to Zelda Cell. So, unless the second key is available without the lamp, cannot. It's not in logic. That's how the logic chain works. But a nice find there with the flute. That's going to be making overworld travel active as Maniacal activates it. Again, Niterific following Maniacal's footsteps as Maniacal heads over to Agina. Not sure if Maniacal was able to actually see the item there on the ledge. Maniacal now getting ready to pick up the item here in this cave over here. Let's see what it is. It is a missile pack, so not all that much. Niterific now finding the flute as well. Finding the wave beam. Is again going to be following Maniacal's footsteps right here. Maniacal now with the flute heading straight over to Ice Rod Cave. Makes travel a lot easier. And it's fair. Get all those locations that are currently in logic out of the way. But there are also other options. You could go straight over to the mountain and into Zebes from there, because there is a check near the high jump location that you can access. Maniacal doing as expected, heading straight into the cave that is blocked by the rock to get a little bit of money. Maybe farming all the way up to Zora money here. Terrific having activated the flute as well. Pretty much doing the same thing. So both Maniacal and Niterific having done almost the same. The only difference being, of course, that Maniacal does not know what is on Uncle or in the secret passage. And Niterific now, of course, with the Holy Hand, does not have to do this farming strategy that Maniacal is carrying out. And as a result, saves a little bit of time there. Assuming the crab will not kill him on the way in. Maniacal now setting up for the fake flipper. It's a nice glitch which allows you to swim without the flippers. I would not be surprised if Maniacal goes and checks out the man on the bridge as well. To see what that one is holding. The last couple of seeds that haven't played, at least that I've been rolling, had either Moonpearl or Morphle Man on the bridge, so let's find out what it has today. It can't be the Moonpearl, they already have that. And it is the the mirror. Well, that means that the mirror is flipper locked. That's a very big sequence break there from Maniacal. Niterific is going to be getting exactly the same, because both of them are, like I said, following each other's footsteps right now. But the mirror allowing for the access of Tower of Hera out of logic, so until we find the flippers, they know that checks will be out of logic, and it all depends on whether or not we need the flippers for the seed. If Swamp is a crystal, we'll have to find those flippers. If Swamp is a pendant, then it is possible that they can finish the seed without ever finding the flippers. But it's of course a risk. When you sequence break, you need to keep in mind where the logic wants you to go. The Nile now. Check out what's on Sora Ledge. It's the Ice Rod, so unless Maniacal knows how to either do the double water walk, which you require the boots plus the moon pearl for, well, they do have the moon pearl already. And the other option is of course Ancilla deletion, overload, which allows you to jump into the water, effectively deleting your splash, as a result of being able to access the ice rod. This is not working, Maniacal. There is, Maniacal does have the bow. So it's, I believe, 3 arrows, then drop 2 bombs, and jump down. Maniacal can try it one more time. But you need to be in a very specific position if you want to do this. So, Metroid also going for that tech. Hoping to get that. Yes, that's one. Fast. Oh! Maniacal just a little bit too late, but Metroid gets it. And that's a massive advantage here for Metroid. So, also getting that ice rod means that Metroid does not have to revisit this area, and it saves Metroid a lot of time. Assuming, of course, that TR is required. I should say, actually, Trinex is required, because TR itself, of course, does not require the ice rods. Now, Metroid heading over to Eastern, whereas Maniacal has decided to go and do the old man in the dark, of course, out of logic again. But it will yield a nice spawn point, which is always useful. Although with the flute in hand, it's not as useful as when you don't have a flute. Plus a possibility for the item. Metroid, you don't want to be picking up the bomb again. That's kind of bad for your health. The hammer as well. That is Darkwood Axis. So hammer at Saskla, whereas Maniacal is going up the mountain. It's not going to be happy when Maniacal is going to go back to Saskla, because having the hammer, I would not be surprised if Metroid goes straight over to Hype Cave later on, but I'm not entirely sure where oh yes, of course. First, getting some bombs. Because you need at least 2 bombs to clear Hype Cave in full. That's a very big gain right there. So flutes will probably be fluting to 4. And here we have a nice Darkwood check. So it's TR as a pendant, Swamp is a crystal, so flippers are required. I saw Meyer being the red crystal. And if I saw it correctly, it was Thieves Town pendant as well, and then specifically the green pendant. So yeah, here we have the confirmation: green pendant Thieves Town, red crystal Meyer, and a red pendant TR. So we have Maniacal heading into Tower of Hera. Terrific is going to be showing us Hype Cave. Whereas Terrific is in logic, except of course for the mirror, so K45, which is coming up soon near the Grove. Going to be a bit out of logic, but here's the first sword, so sword and Hype Cave as well. And that's about it. So a little bit of a missile, but yeah, first sword here for Terrific. Having picked up the ice rods. And Maniacal only getting a missile for for the troubles of going into Zebes. Maybe a check here at the heated room. Yeah, Croc Escape only 5 arrows and Maniacal immediately resets. So a thing that will happen is if you just went through one of the game-changing portals, so from Zebes to Hyrule or the other way around, and you reset, you end up at the wrecked ship. Of course, saving, quitting, and then resetting out of Hyrule also puts you at the wrecked ship, the landing site. My apologies. That's a good way to get yourself back into Super Metroid. Just a rupee here at the K45 near the Grove. Michael will be picking up the hammer relatively soon here. So if we're looking at at all of the dungeons, we have a Eastern Palace red crystal, if I am not mistaken. We have a Desert Palace pendant. And we have a terrific thing over to the digging game. Michael also be saving and quitting, not even going into Eastern. There's a missile. And Nitorific continuing on, hoping to maybe find a rupee, I would assume. I'm not sure if you want to mirror. Oh, that's actually a nice mirror. They're exactly in the spot where you can mirror. And Maniacal not using any money. Well, then again, Maniacal doesn't have any money. It just picks up a crab and gets a lot of bombs here. Nitorific now retracing the steps of Maniacal actually takes a fall in the old man cave. It's a bit unfortunate. It's going to cost quite a bit of time here. So to recap, we know that TR is a pendant. We know the desert is a pendant. We know the T-stand is the green pendant. Eastern and Meyer are both red crystals. So if we're looking at that, makes it that the minimum items that you need are at least Canis and Maria. We're going to need the fire rod eventually. And let's see, Titus Miss, of course. Hookshot is going to be required. That's quite a list of items that we need for Zelda. And well, finding the ice rod here also puts us in the position where we have to ask ourselves: is it going to be Triax required? So for now, Nitorific and Maniacal, they're starting to diverge here a bit. More Zelda. Nitorific, of course, going to be finding more super missiles. And Maniacal heading over to Dark Hyrule. Nitorific actually decided to pick up the super missile, and I agree with this choice. But, especially super missiles, they are very useful if you don't know if you're getting charged or not. Another set of super missiles on the pyramid ledge as well. Wouldn't be surprised if Maniacal just heads over to Catfish, get that out of the way. It's a long check. If you can do it, it feels like something you can easily tie in with the pyramid check. It's also something that your opponent might completely skip out, given the time it takes to get there. Terrific, getting another set of supers. Of course, that's what we already saw on the ledge. And the question is Nitorific going to be clearing out the entire... actually, Nitorific can't. No fire source, no hook shots to clear out the Tower of Hera. Let's see what's on the catfish here. Catfish, what will you give us today? Ooh, Varia suit! Oh boy! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a big find right there from Maniacal. Varia suit on the catfish. If Nitorific is not checking that location, that might hurt quite a bit. Now though, Nitorific checking out the floating islands. That's just an energy tank. Nitorific actually going. That's an interesting choice. Skipping Spike Cave, heading straight over to Paradox Cave. That feels like the wrong decision here. That's up to Nitorific. Maybe Nitorific is banking on that maybe the boots are in here, and that will make the trip down Spike Cave a lot faster. And the biggest issue you're running into right now is the fact that if you find something here, for instance, like Chain of Burnout, you're going to be forced to oof, the hookshot as well. Yeah, exactly. Spiral Cave is a very slow check without the boots, but Nitorific actually choosing to go through Paradox first and then. Not sure what Maniacal's trying. Oh, just checking what this is. So Maniacal's doing the other thing. That's going straight into Spiral Cave, and Spiral Cave puts you at the bottom of the mountain. That means you don't have to do that bomb jump through Paradox Cave and then go up a few swings. So in the end, both players actually ending up in more or less the same spot. The only difference being that Maniacal has the Varia suit. Yeah, not Spike Cave, Spiral Cave, my bad. Spike Cave was with kind of burnout. The biggest issue you run into is if Maniacal would have found the Cane of Burna in this Spiral Cave, then you could go to Spike Cave immediately after doing Paradox. But only rupees, that's going to be a save and quit. And yeah, I need to... I have to wonder, where are you going after finding all of this? Are you going to be heading straight into Pod? Pod is an option. You have the bow, you have the hammer. You have to mirror to quickly traverse over to Eastern Palace. But yeah, there are a lot of options for right now. In this case, Nitorific just going to head over to Skullwoods. Or rather, I should say, the Skullwoods area, assuming he goes through they go through the portal. But yeah, the Eastern Palace Palace of Darkness combination feels very good at this point. Michael also going to save it out. Nitorific going to the Skullwood, so it feels very nice for Nitorific. It all depends on when are they going to be finding some more items for Super Metroid, because right now Maniacal has the Varia suit. But other than that, not really anything that will allow them to actually progress there. There's more bombs here on the side of Nitorific, so that's the first item out of Skullwoods. Michael actually doing something else, and that is going to Hera with the hookshot in hand. Michael can now actually finish Tower of Hera. Just needs to be a bit careful there. If the mini boulder drops an item, you do not want to pick it up because it might well, change your change a variable. The issue is if you pick up the item as it's bouncing, it causes the Herobot glitch to not work as intended, and you will not be able to get yourself inside of the pot. So Michael heading straight over to Oldorm. It's probably going to be clearing it out and getting the first crystal. Oof, the Titan's Mitts and Skullwoods! That is amazing. Titan's Mitts and Skullwoods means that there's now a lot that Metroid can do. And given that Metroid has the mirror, that's going to be a very fast clear of the entirety of the Thief Stand area, and also a rupee on Tower of Hera, so Tower of Hera is not really that useful for Rival, but yeah, with the mirror, Smith Chain, in logic, basically everything. The flippers are on bumper ledge, so that means that cape is required in order to get the flippers, in order to get the mirror. That's going to be something. And given that, it's well, we're in for a treat here today. That's going to be a long logic chain, depending on where the cape is. The cape can't be here because the mirror is cape locked. But this is also one of those locations that you really want to check early because it takes so incredibly long. Super Missile found. As Maniacal starts doing South Dark Hyrule checks. So with Maniacal not being able to pick up the Ice Rod early on, it might not be that bad, given that TR is of course a pendant. But with the Titan's Mitts in hand, Metroid doing the play that most people would do, and that's head straight into Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave. Reason being that this is a very dense item location. It's 2 in Super Bunny Cave, you have 4 in Hookshot Cave, and if Metroid wants, Metroid can also pick up the energy tank that is on the floating islands, if Metroid so desires. We're still looking for the Morphball. We're about half an hour in. There's Grapple. Let's see, Grapple, what does that put in logic? Might put the mode item to logic, but we're still looking for... No, it can't, because you need Power Bombs and Morphball for that. Looking for it. And another set of supers. So far, nothing. Metroid actually going for the E-Tank here. I like this play. It's really early on, and having those additional tanks is going to help Metroid a lot in terms of survivability in Metroid. Michael, on the other hand, heading over to Palace of Darkness. Going to be making use, of course, of that mirror to the hot combo, which is very efficient in terms of finding items. It's 5 items available in pod. It doesn't have to be available, but possible. And a possible 3 items to reach in Crystal Palace. And it's Bombos on TR. That's quite the thing. Let's see, where's Metroid going this time? Careful, be terrific. Those things hurt. And Terrific going to be doing the same thing as Maniacal, so as Terrific is clearing out Hera, we're going to be looking at Maniacal heading into plot. But Maniacal really needs to get those mids. I'm not entirely sure if I really like the play here from Terrific, given the fact that Hera is fire locked. And the big issue with this is you have a lot of options here to go over to the split chain, do that, do hammer pegs as well. There's a lot of possibilities for good items to be hidden. So Terrific finding the rupees here, and he's not going to be happy with the rupees on Hera as well. Michael, in the meantime, finding a second key at the top. Who's one? Another key. And it's going to be doing the right side plot as well. That makes sense. You have to go, you have to hammer. It's easy to make use of that. No dungeon item so far. This is going to be one heck of a House of Darkness. If it's going to have something useful here, there's a second item, if I'm not mistaken, so as a result, yeah, that makes sense. There are at least 4 keys in the front. For Maniacal, there's a quick and dirty way to drop the bomb, flip the switch, and head over to either the Palace of Darkness back, and another coin here over on the Desert Palace. So with Flute, of course, and Titan's Mids, Desert Palace is accessible, so not too bad of an idea here by Terrific, trying to follow the logic here. Let's see what we will find over here in this chest. It's a key, and that puts Harmless Hellway into logic. With just a spark, so Maniacal's probably going to be doing the Dark Basement as well as the Dark Maze, and that makes total sense. Because, well, it's not really a hard move, especially this one. There's the big key. And a compass. And the high jump boots have been found on the side of Terrific, if I'm not if I'm seeing this well, and I believe that that gives access over to Warfare. And some more bombs. Okay, so Maniacal is now setting up for the hammery jump. And gets it in one go. Map in the big chest. The space jump in the Dark Maze. Oh my words! Quake on the side of Terrific. Terrific picking up the Quake means that Meyer is Quake Medallion entrance, and also Silver's found on the side of Maniacal here. So we have Space Jump on the right side for Maniacal, Silver Arrows, and Quake and High Jump Boots for Terrific. Alright. Now we're looking in Eastern Palace, Maniacal. First item. Red Ruby. Now, of course, with the mids, Niterific does not have to take the long route and just go straight into the portal. Going to be finishing a few more things here over in the Eastern area. So both players have completed the Tower of Hera dungeon. Niterific going to give us our first look into the chess game, which has 5 arrows. Heading over to the brewery. And on the right side, Maniacal, only a map. Some missiles for these terrific. So nothing too much with Maniacal. Ooh, the book in Eastern Palace. That's a big one. That will give our runners the option to check pedestal the first time they are going to be near the School Woods area again. Or at least going to give Michael the opportunity. It's also item 2 here from Eastern Palace. Yeah, that's a logical. Correct, more access. Entirely sure. But here's yet another art piece. Let's see what's on the Smith chain here. Smith chain gives us missiles. That's up to me, terrific, but I'm not entirely sure if you want to leave your portal here. Just need terrific. Okay, heading over to the sea house. Ooh, there are the boots! The boots have been found. They were in the shoe house. Now, Niterific, pick up those. Pick up the chests. Niterific is going to be leaving the portal right in front of Thieves Town. I'm not entirely sure whether or not that is faster in the end, but at the very least going into Sea House. Finding those boots, that's a major thing here, because for every minute that passes with Niterific having the boots, that's a time loss for Maniacal. And with this, I would not put it past Niterific to start checking out Catfish sooner or later. But first, Bonk Rocks. And the thing here is that Niterific can't actually check, or rather save and quit out. Due to the fact that saving and quitting actually loses your, causes your portal to disappear. So this is why Niterific is just doing it this way. Let's find out what Niterific has to offer for us today here. So far, so good. And let's go into Thieves Town. Alright, so bombs in the first chest in Haru Castle, so logically, Zelda's cell is landlocked. He found really terrific here, so that does help quite a bit. As the terrific heads over to, of course, the back of the Thieves Town. And that's the perfect dash for Niterific. Very well done. As Niterific continues on to the attic, and Maniacal goes and checks out the final chest. It's just a fireball. The attic has only the compass. As Niterific continues over here. So Niterific, of course, first pet check it is, and turn anti-fairies into fairies. So that is the magic powder. So, but Maniacal now knows, okay, I really want to be saving my mushroom here. Because else, Maniacal might be forced to do all the pedestal, rather all the pendant dungeons in order to access that magic powder. And the bottle. So the bottle is going to be very useful in giving them yet another check. So to recap, we have both of our players with title smiths. I think, correction, we have the terrific with the title smiths. We have Space Jump on Maniacal, as well as Warrior Suits. So there are plenty of things that can be explored right now. But for now, the terrific heading over to blinds. Let's see how that pans out. So we're currently looking for the cape, which will allow us access to the flippers, which gives us logical access to the mirror. Of course, we have the mirror already. But the advantage of course, getting the cape and then the flippers will be that both runners can immediately access Swamp, which is a very dense item location, if they so desire. Now though, the Maniacal has opted not, rather a few moments back, Maniacal opted not to finish off Pod, which makes sense given the fact that Pod is kind of hard to do in the dark. We'll see what Niterific finds here. Yet another E-tank. Now the question is, where is Metroid going to be going? Because there are quite a few options here. Metroid deciding to pick up some nice blue potion. Yeah, the Titans bits on Metroid are going to allow Metroid to do a lot more here. And Metroid now finally heading over to Pod as well. So Metroid, assuming that they can finish Pods, will be able to also get that space jump, which is going to be giving them a lot more opportunities in Super Metroid to move, for instance, into the red chip area. And actually, there's nothing that they can gain from there, due to the fact that for most of the items you're going to need in Morphle, you can actually not get there by that. Okay, King Pendant was a dud. 10 arrows. I haven't seen all that much of Super Metroid yet. There aren't that many checks that we can do there. Both players just continuing on here and Link to the Past. I think in over 50 minutes of gameplay, we have seen about a minute of Super Metroid gameplay. If it is, or maybe 2, when they went to check when they went for a check on high jump. But other than that, the game has been a bit stingy. So we have Quake, Misery Mire, and Bombo's TR. So we have Powder on Pet. That's going to be a thing. Well, there are a couple of things that you could have leading into the magic powder. So you could either have Morph Ball, that would be something. Morph Ball and Magic Bat is possible, which would effectively require Pet. Oh boy. Let's see, so we're looking at logic right now. We have the book. So we could check. No, we can't check the ether tablet because we're still missing the sword. We're kind of running out of locations at this point. Because Swamp Palace is inaccessible. Ice Palace is inaccessible. Mire is accessible. So it is possible that we might see a dip into Mire without a fire source. But at the same time, you can't enter lower Norfair because you need Morph Ball for that. Unless you find Screw Attack. Then again, so we have the mirror led to the Mire medallion. So I guess the only options that you have left are either go into Norfair without Morph Ball, Is that even in logic? That is actually in logic. You can get all the way up to speed booster. Space jump is not in logic. So yeah, it is actually possible. There are 2 checks in Old Brinstar which you could get to. So that's the Morph Ball vanilla location and the ceiling. And then if we're looking at Norfair itself, you have the item in Double Mountain at the bottom. You have the item at the top. You have the item before Wave. And then you have Speed Booster. And that's about it in terms of items remaining. First, let's kill some armor snipes. Yeah, the most logical location here would be, of course, given we found the Varia suit already, is going into Super Metroid and going over to Norfair. That would be most likely to play for now. So yeah, Bottle Turn-In is not, was a energy tank. So for Nitorific needs to go over to Catfish to pick up the Varia suit, to put Norfair in logic. And also Green Pendant Hand-In was also nothing, so that's basically what it boils down to. There's nothing left. Village of Outcast has been cleared, including the Smith Chain, including the digging game, including, well, Sickit. We're going to see Sickit now. It's just an E-tank. David Ledge was nothing. Kingstomb was nothing. Beast was a progression. Has been done. Longrocks has been done. You know what Bumper Ledge is, but it's nothing. It's not accessible. It is flippers, but not accessible. So that leaves Metroid. The only thing that Maniacal needs to get back in logic is the are the high jump boots. And those are in Desert. Now it also comes down to, can Nitorific actually clear pods without the land? And to be fair, with only seven hearts, maybe 8, it is a risky proposition for Nitorific. Even if Nitorific knows how to do dark rooms, those turtles can totally make your life miserable if you don't have a fire rod or a lamp to light up those rooms. So Maniacal heading over to Skullwoods, finally getting the bits. Assuming, of course, Maniacal goes into Skullwoods. And then both players will be... Well, I would say Maniacal is ahead at this point due to the fact that Maniacal actually checked the catfish. And finding Varia there. Both players just finishing off their checks. Michael is probably going to be heading straight into Metroid after this. Although Michael could decide to go and do the Smith Chain first before heading into Metroid, but I very much doubt that. This might... Yeah, it works out. So, it was kind of close, because if you push the statue a bit too far to the left, then it will not register as pressing the button. So, speaking of, there is a trick that you can set up, but Michael would require the gravity suit or a way to traverse Lydia suitless. But you could set up a water walk all the way from school. That's not really advising that, to be fair. Terrific now also getting the items here. Not deciding to do hammery jump, and to be fair, I do like that because the setup for hammery jump it doesn't save all that much time in non-insanity. That's again space jump now found on the side of Terrific. So yeah, Terrific with the Titan's mitts, as well as space jump, high jump boots. I don't think Terrific has found Varia yet. Terrific going for the attempt on the Helmasaur King. So if we're looking at Maniacal also now has the ability to head over to the mountain and check Hookshot Cave as well as Super Bunny, although we know that it isn't going to be that juice. I feel like this is it's a good play from Terrific. We haven't found Morphle yet, so that's going to be a big thing. Zelda only seed, and the Morphle is going to be a Pyramid Fairy. Let's go. Okay, so this is basically where I'm Terrific. Very careful. Okay. Now heading into the room with 6 turtles. These turtles are out for blood, so 5 hits remaining. 4. Unfortunately, Quake doesn't really work against it. It doesn't flip them, even though you would expect it. Only 2 hearts remaining. Gets the blue potion here. This is very intense here for this one. It just needs to find the final. There it is. Hit it with the hammer. Oh, this is so tense here for Terrific. Taking all this time to get here, finds the turtle in the dark, but this is a very hard room. There it is. And not yet, still 1 turtle remaining. Where is it? There it is. I flipped it over. Unfortunately, Quake doesn't do all that much against the turtles, so Terrific. Oh, be careful, Terrific! As Michael is going to continue on in the desert area. I am pretty sure that the Quake Medallion doesn't do anything against it, but oh, there it is. 1 more hit, come on. That's it! Oh. that's round 1 done. Now, it's going to be the next one. So, getting into the next room. One hit is KO. Nito! Nito gets through. Well, it did hurt Nito in terms of that it was a very slow dark room. If Nito can pull this off before, so be careful, do not get hit. There we go. Silver's one hit KO, come on. There we go. Nito, well done. So I was about to say, if Nito can pull this off in one go, that saves the time that you need to come back here over to Vault. An ether medallion has been found. Not needed, but very useful. So right now we know that Eastern Palace is a red crystal, which means that both players now have one red crystal in their possession. And Nitorific now heading over to, I assume, check out Pyramid Ledge and then check out Catfish. And then be upset finding the Varia suit there. My expectation is that we will find the cape in Norfair, and then with the mirror we're going to be forced to the swamp. That's what I'm assuming. So Nitorific now also having the space jump, as well as the mids. That's pretty big. So they go spin speed first. Go, let's go. And now Maniacal heading into Super Metroid. Let's take a quick look here at what we'll find. Maniacal, of course, with the... We'll find some rupee at the Cathedral. Now heading over into the lava room. The spaceship makes it seem so easy. Alright, what will we find here? Just a missile pack. But wait, there's more. And also, look at the ammo count. 60 normal missiles, but 15 supers. That's enough to kill Ridley and then again. Well, twice, but that's going to make the Ridley fight a lot more manageable without the charge beam. Alright, speed booster, missiles, what do you have for us? The 11th pack. And there's the cape, as expected. Cape into flippers, into mirror. And Maniacal has regained logic except for the spaceship. What a seed so far. I'm very happy that I rolled this. So a lot of people are going to be very, very happy with me. Now heading over to the first wave item. And this is also a thing. You need to be careful here, because if you fall down in the second area, actually it doesn't matter, you have waves so you can come back. So never mind. And there's Master Sword as well, so suddenly Ether Tablet also in logic. As well as some bonus tablets. Yes, all dark rooms are out of logic in normal without a fire source. They are actually also out of logic in hard. This is a good scene. I like it. Right, heading over to this side, so let's see what it is. It is just a piece of heart. They can't check more than that, due to the fact that, of course, there isn't anything. Rather, you can't go through the little corridor without dwarf ball. At this point, the only thing we're missing for everything so far is back in logic due to the finding of the cave, except for space jump. So this is a big one. So it's cave into flippers, into mirror, into quick medallion, which means that either quick medallion or the mirror leads to swamp. I would not be surprised if Maniacal decides to head over to swamp. Yeah, so one of the things here in the combo randomizer, which is different from standard randomizer or rather the single game Zelda randomizer, is that there's no difference between basic logic and advanced logic, which means that you always need the lamp to progress through dark rooms. Now, of course, it's going to be terrific following in the footsteps here. As we wait for movie players to continue on. Maniacal now, of course, heading over to Dark Hyrule. That's an interesting choice. Oh, okay, of course, yeah. He needs to pick up the flippers from the cave spots. And of course, Maniacal, with the flippers, will be able to do quite a few things. There's a possibility to head into Swamp Palace here, which I would say is the best play at this point. The other option is to head over to Dragon, but given the current setup, I wouldn't advise that. Alright. For now though, Maniacal heading into the swamp. As Nitrific is basically doing exactly the same thing. Nitrific actually having 60 supers at this point. To do a quick check here. And of course, this is a crystal, so for Maniacal there's no problem in just full clearing this. There's of course the decision that you have to yes or no. And oh, it's the Cane of Samaria! Ooh, that's a big one. Is this going to be the we don't have to go into Super Metroid for the entire time until we actually get there? Oh. It's going to be one of these days. One of the things that is not possible is that Morphle can't be in GT because you need the Morphle to clear the big four. So, and if I recall correctly, the filling algorithm specifically prevents GT to have anything that could be required for the GT for the G4. If the tablet has the Morphle, we got him. So that was quite a thing. And that's basically yes, that's basically it. Here we go. We can now do everything we want. Terrific going for Spike Cave. I like the fact that Terrific is immediately activating Cave. And it will be a piece of heart. So now, Terrific is going to be able to just do Super Metroid much as Terrific wants. Well, in any case, of course, as the players are both just going through the motions here, Michael now heading over to Swamp Palace. But, we'll be looking to pick up some items here. So, Michael? Michael? Hello? Michael, you missed the chest! Michael! That's how it might be that all the items in the swamp have already been collected, and as a result does not need that. Yes, sorry for the things. We were working on some technical difficulties, but it should all be we'll make it happen. It just takes a bit of time. And so Michael is busy with, of course, the fight over Swamp Palace. Going to be taking out Argus. Of course, having the Morph Ball here for the Terrific means that after Swamp, it's a small step over to Metroid. And with the silvers, it's a one-hit KO. Michael fires the arrow, misses. Two-hit KO, maybe? Yes, two-hit KO. There we go. So there is going to be a slight delay, of course, between my my voice and the stream. So, in any case, we're going to continue on as Terrific heads into Swamp Palace, but Michael is well, going to start running out of checks soon again. Other than, of course, the Ether tablet that has Morphle. But where there's Ether, there's also Bombos. It's Maniacal now heading over to the Bombos tablet. And if that is, say, Speed Booster, it's going to be a thing. For Maniacal's sake, I hope it's nothing. And it actually isn't, so we find a piece of heart as Maniacal continues on to the ether tablet, which is a very smart idea. You get the Master Sword, and then you will get yourself an ether tablet as well if you want to. So a bit of a summary right now. Meteorific has the Morphle, Varia has Silver's, Ice Rod, Samaria, Hookshot, Boots, as well as High Jump, and then on the other side, and also has Space Jump, Hammer, Mitts, or Moon Pearl, Flutes, Master Sword, Ether, Quake. Ether is of course not really required, but is quite useful for some of the rooms that have the Stathos in them, and of course the Flippers, else you could not enter Swamp. And I would say that Maniacal now has a significant lead here over Meteorific. As Maniacal picks up the Morph Bomb, and I wouldn't put it past Maniacal to just head straight back into... actually, this is Ridley access, so I wouldn't put it past Maniacal to head straight into Lower Norfair at this point, and just do Ridley. There, with 60 supers, that should be quite doable. And Maniacal is actually heading straight into Lower Norfair. Has 53 super missiles remaining. A couple of power bombs, and a piece of hearts. The question is, does Maniacals go to do Golden Dorizo? Oh, there's Gravity! Oh, that's isn't that Metroid? That's almost Metroid Go mode. That's a big find. I like this seed. This is a good seed. Yeah, Gravity behind Golden Dorizo. That is a big thing. The only thing we're looking for now is basically a well, with Zep Skip this should be enough. Yeah, this is Super Metroid Go from Nigel. Using the power bomb to destroy all of these flyers to get the supers, and also I like this idea. I like this idea. Just head out of the room, come back, drop another power bomb, and farm the supers here. But something Maniacal does need to keep in mind, that you do need some power bombs to get over to Ridley. So using all of them is a bit of a might leave you a bit low, but Maniacal has the ability to just do that. And yeah, there are two options. You can either farm here or you can farm the Ridley. Advantage being that these guarantee a super missile drop. Maniacal with the Zap Skip, which I have no doubt that Maniacal can do, is final ammo, I think. So the reason why Maniacal didn't go into Misery Mire is it's pretty simple in that he does not have a fire source. And without a fire source, you're not going to be able to clear the Misery Mire. Given that the only thing we need to full clear everything here in Metroid is Speed Booster, I think that Maniacal, careful, doing this is fine. Just have to be a bit careful here that he doesn't miss the drop. Although picking up the missiles, I would do it, yeah. Given that you're in Go mode, getting those missiles here, you're here already, why not pick them up? So looking at Go mode for Zelda, we need combos in order to clear TR, and we need Fire Rod, and that's about it. big thing Maniacal needs to realize is that Palace of Darkness is still not cleared, and that's a big time investment. Good movement here by Maniacal. Correction, yes. Bombos is not required. And it also means that Pet is dead. Because of the fact that if it is impossible for Magic Powder to lead to Fire Rod, because you need Fire Rod to clear TR. And that means that it's just a matter of finding the Fire Rod now. I'm not entirely sure, yeah, Maniacal's going to check the Powerballs of Shame. Finds 20 moves. Not really happy with the Terrific and not heading straight into... Well, what could happen is the Terrific choosing to go higher, but that would be a bit of a miss. But regardless, the only pedestal is gone. There's no combination. We know that Aghanim is not required. We're heading over to Ridley with Maniacal. 42 super should be more than enough for Maniacal, who is quite adept at taking out Ridley. So Ridley trying to force Ridley into the bounce fight. Very well done here by Maniacal. Ridley almost done. Just a few more. Should be one or two super missiles remaining. I saw it correctly. There we go. Ridley is down. And that's the first Super Metroid boss taken down. Very well done here by Maniacal, of course. That's just looking for a single item here. It's not that piece of heart that he needs. And as we get to enjoy the music of Law and Warfare here from the Terrific. And the Terrific actually going for the same trick as Michael. Deciding to, well, it's not really a trick, it's more like an easy way to farm up some supers, given the guaranteed supers that drop from these flyers. So, Maniacal heading out of... trying to head out of Warfare. It's a better way to put it. Does need to be a bit careful, but has plenty of health to work with. His worst case scenario is, of course, take a few hits in rapid succession from the enemies in the next room. Well, technically it's the same. Okay. That was an interesting trick there by Maniacal, trying to move upwards with the X-ray. Yeah, the power bombs of shame were 20 rupees for Maniacal. So, Maniacal now heading over to the tank. And it is, drumroll please, a powerball. It's about the same, but it's not. So both players once again in very similar locations, with Maniacal having the disadvantage of having to still be hot, but the advantage, of course, of having already finished Ridley. And his opponent, he Terrific, still needs to do Ridley, among all other things. Here's, of course, in prison, we'll find a progressive item. Michael heads over to the front and finds more missiles. That's always useful, especially given no charge beam, any amount of missiles or backup strategies is always useful, especially if it doesn't take too much time to pick up. If it would be out of the way, then you could argue for that. And here's Screw Attack! A bit late, but it's here. Now it's just a matter of going through these destructible walls and heading back into, well, Upper Norfair. Nice mothball there. Now heading over to the other side. This part they couldn't check before because of the fact that the morph ball was missing. But now, with the morph ball, the only item that they need is the fire off for go mode. Where is it? Where's the fire rolls? I'm betting on TR somewhere. That would be too wild in terms of expectations, given the way that this scene has gone. So we know the cathedral doesn't have anything. Vehicle now heading down towards Croc, perhaps? Yeah, Wave Beam makes that easy. And Vehicle just going all the way down, ending up in the lava room. And continuing on, I'm not sure if that's the actual name, now heading over to Rock. I'm expecting Maniacal to actually take a save here, so that if there's nothing in the Croc area, you can just reset out and be on your merry way. One thing to realize here is that Spaceship is still out of logic. And now we push the Croc into the lava. The missile got pushed out as Nitzerific is heading over to Ridley. And it's just a big 20. Well, Michael has the grapple, so the next location is technically in logic. That's going to be a big question mark here for Michael. Is it worth it? That's missiles, but Michael more than happy to just pick them up. And he's riffing finishing off the Ridley fight. Well done. That's both players now at both players with one boss defeated in Metroid, but Terrific having the advance in Zelda. And we find another missile pack here over at Croc. And Maniacal is just going to continue on, knowing that the next checks are not in logic, if I recall correctly, due to the fact that Maniacal does not have speed booster. It does of course have the spaceship, so it's not that hard to go up there. It's super. Now, grapple. What are you? Missiles. This could be a reset. Yeah, there you go. So this is why Maniacal decided to save early. There were only missiles in here. It took a bit of time in terms of checking it, but being able to just save and rather reset out is going to save Nigel a lot of time. Meteorific is having a bit of trouble there with the rooms before Ridley, but manages to continue on heading towards the spike elevators. So what I expect here from Maniacal is that Maniacal will be heading straight into Lydia from here. After checking out, of course, what's remaining here. And, there's a piece of heart. And a heart. So they're looking for the fire rod. The fire rod's go at this point. And that means that it's going to be a long night, depending on where it is. Because it can be... They can go for the mothball here as well. I'm not sure. It feels kinda... I don't know how I feel about this one. I like the idea. Oh, there's the tank. That's very useful to pick up. These checks are completely out of logic, so... No, Maniacal does not have the ice rod because the ice rod was on Zoran Ledge. And the only one who got it was Meteorific because he was able to do the splash delete. So for now, again, Meteorific following Maniacal's track here. Another set of missiles. Surprisingly, Nigel decides not to pick this one up. And here's the screw attack again from the turret. So both players now having basically the same equipment except for, of course, the ice rod on the side of the turret. Now it comes down to what does Meteorific do? Does Meteorific want to do proc as well, or decides to go straight to Meridia with space jump and everything? Or decides to head over to Blueprint? And those are quite a few options, but I would say start with taking out Great. It's another boss, you have to take him out anyhow. But it looks like Meteorific is also going to be checking out Rock. Michael now, over to crates. We'll be checking out the item here, hidden. Will be... Oh, that's useful. It's not necessary, but having a little bit of additional safeties is very good. Also very well done there with the morph in the jump. I believe all the locations have been checked. Including lower North Vegas. So for now, great fight. Will we get the DLC boss? That's a good question. First, 1, 2, 3, almost. That's going to be, yeah. That's of course going to be a bit of a time loss there, but it's okay. One normal missile should finish off great. There we go. And that's the second Metroid boss defeated from an eye. And the plasma beam has been found. Well, better late than never. Effectively, plasma also opens up... no, it doesn't open up anything, because we already have school. But it is very useful. Always nice to find plasma. Just obliterating those space pirates. And the good part is that getting plasma in Metroid automatically switches on plasma. So and given that we already have the spacer, it's not going to switch off. Well, There's some rupees. Nice powerbomb refill. So what the players do not want to find here is Bombos. Bombos opens up both TR and Ice Palace. Although Ice Palace with the Icebreaker is not that bad, it's mostly the TR play that might hurt both of the players. I'm surprised Maniacal doesn't go to Meridia immediately, but goes for the fast check here. I guess in terms of speed it's better. It's going to take a bit of time waiting for that to respawn, that block to respawn, and then it's off to the space room where we will find missiles. Yep, and Maniacal opting not to go into Meridia, that's an interesting one. Maniacal has decided to just go over to Oldblin. To be fair, that's not Oldblin, that tower. My apologies. Which could lead into Blue Blin and Oldblin, of course, but there are a lot of ways this game can completely get turned on its head. So Plasma was at Varia. It's a long range with fire on so far. And as time progresses, players are going to, of course, get better equipment to handle the bosses. Ooh, very well done there by Maniacal. That was very, very nice. He's terrific now, finishing off Norfair. Probably going to be checking out high jump area. And then the big question is, of course, what is at Alpha Power Bombs? Answer: Piece of Heart and Lead Tank. Very smooth movement here for Michael. Michael is probably considering heading into the wreck ship. That's just 5 rupees, so. Now, of course, Terrific heading over to where the ice beam usually is. Didn't quite get the Mach Ball. There we go. That's a shame. That's no escape for Terrific there. It is actually good because there's nothing value to be found there, but still. Terrific continues on, and Maniacal heads over to the wreck ship. Which is in logic, because we found grapples so early. Where is the fire rod? There's Mushroom! Oh boy! This is, that is something, alright. Mushroom can technically have the fire rod. As we head over to Pantoon area. Yeah, so the issue is it can't be on powder because powder is on pet, and we need a fire rod to beat TR. So as a result, pet is dead, unfortunately. How much I would like to see pet, it is physically impossible unless we're in no logic mode or something. In the meantime, though, Maniacal heading over to Pantoon, getting ready for that fight. As Terrific continues on. Where is Terrific going? I'm quite curious where Terrific is going. The only thing I can imagine is Cathedral to check out the item there, but... Did Terrific actually skip the things in Bubble Mountain? That's a good question. Very well. Nice damage here from Maniacal. Takes out Fantoon. Or no, not yet. Ooh. Actually got Fantoon enraged. Just needed one more missile, I think. Also, very nice reset there. Okay, one more hit. That's all. There we go. Yeah, it was one missile short here from Maniacal. Maniacal now, with 3 Metroid bosses cleared, can actually clear the 4th one as well. Just looking for that elusive fire rod. It really makes you wonder, where is it? Where can it be? Well, we know a couple of places it can't be. It can't be in a spaceship location, a spaceship location. But then again, we have high jump boots, we have grapple. There aren't that many locations remaining. Is that going to cut it for Terrific as well? Yes, it is. Well, if it is a mushroom, that would be great, but still. Maniacal now finishing off the attic. Not the attic. The side room here. Heading over to... the fire rods? No, missiles. Now Maniacal is going over to the tank, if I'm not mistaken. That is in vanilla. Very painful room if you have to do this with power suit and speed booster only. And that was a very, very nice fight there from Terrific. Getting the insta-kill on Crate, and as a result, he's finding here only a heart container. So one of the things I do like doing before, or like I like to see people do before going here, is take the save. That way you can reset out and make life a bit faster and don't have to worry about having to go back to the frozen board. This Terrific now is 2 out of 4 for Metroid. It's falling behind Maniacal rapidly. It's, I would say, almost a 10-minute lead now for Maniacal. 10 minutes? That might be a bit much, but still, quite some time. But it would be quite hilarious if we would find the fire rod at the Morphle pedestal. Maniacal now doing the attic. Screw attack makes it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the falling electricity nor dealing with the enemies here. Okay, what is it? It is drumroll super missiles. Oh, that's worthy for pickup. And so we continue on as Maniacal heads over to the left side of the wreck ship. Terrific, just finishing off some standard checks here and there. Terrific, on the other hand, decides to go towards Meridia, and I like this decision. I really like this decision. It feels like there's a lot accessible here in Meridia. The fire rod's in the front. It's just a matter of being able to combine Meridia with Ice Palace, which is very useful. Doesn't give some information. Here's the bottle. And another bottle. Interesting, 2 bottles. And that's the blue boomerang on the side of the rifle. I don't know if you actually saw what was on the speed boost locked part near gravity suit. There's some money. So Terrific is heading over to Mama Turtle. There's more money from Mama Turtle, and this is Powerbombs. Okay. So it's the speed locked item is a big hard. Thanks everyone. It's a bit hard sometimes to look at both screens at the same time. But it is how it is. Now, Terrific heading over to well, the beach. Hopefully finding something there, because if Fire Rod is here, that's massive for Terrific, because it means that Terrific can just completely skip all the checks and wreck shit. If it's not, well, there are some bombs for Michael. Yeah, Shaq has Fire Rod, yeah. Given that I rolled the seed, most likely here are some more hearts. I've been told that people really enjoy these seeds as it goes on. We are now reaching the 2-hour mark. We are 1 item from Gomos for the last 10 to 15 minutes. That's pretty big. Nigel now heading over to the right side landing site. Ooh, Terrific is setting up for the click. That was very clean. Okay, speed booster locked item in Meridia. Nothing. Link to the Past has been close to cleared. The only thing that they have remaining is Meyer. It's been a trip. Now Terrific heading over to, of course, the sand pits, which is always fun. And Terrific, having taken the save, can now just rely on hoping there's a shield. Don't need that. Red mill, oh, that's useful. If you keep it, but it's not required again. So sandpit's right. Not here. Is it really going to be the Sphere 1 check for the Fire Rod? Terrific, going to Shack. Michael again finds nothing. Or did he find the Fire Rod? I'm not sure. There's Michael going. Is it going to be the Meyer play? No, it's... Maniacal, this is impossible. You cannot... Fake powder is going to be useful, but it's not going to do anything here for you. Yeah, this is definitely not the place you want to be going to. Yeah. Magic powder on pedestal cannot lead to fire rod. And Shack Tool has 50 coins. So it's not on Shack. Also nothing too special here. So let's see what Michael finds on this side. We still have the entire old Brinstar and Brinstar cycle that we can still check. It's getting a bit ridiculous. This seed is fun. Lots of fun. Reserve tank and speed booster in sandpits. Oh boy. Oh boy, let's go. Press B to go very, very fast. Or in this case X. So speed opens up. Let's see, it opens up the, if you want to go to Dragon from here, that's what opened up for speed. Speed booster. Now Maniacal dropping down into Old Mother Brain. Oh boy, if it's here. Oh, there's bomb post! Oh no! Oh no! It's Bombos! Here we go! This is interesting. Right, so Ice Palace is now clearable. Torture Rock is now accessible. Oh. And this was available for a very, very long time, but no one really wanted to go here. Swamps. Let's see what's over here. But wait, there's more? No, it's just a heart. Okay, so Bombos, oh boy. This is turning out to be quite the seed. The thing that Maniacal can't do, but Terrific can, is supers when the power bomb blocked / speed bomb blocked supers. In the shaft. There's another E-tank. Ooh, Terrific getting stuck. There's a missile. And we're finally getting to see Blueprint. Well, definitely. Here we go. What will it be? Is this the answer? Is this what everyone has been looking for so long? It's an reserve tank. And given the fact that Maniacal has over... I think Maniacal has 9 E-tanks, so that's quite a bit of health. No need for the reserve tank. And Maniacal also has the wave beam, so this is an easy check. Michael. You don't need to do the super glitch. Did find another bottle, but this is. I'm assuming that Nitorific is going to be combining Dragon with Icebounds here. Let's see what's in Mission Impossible room. More rupees. Look at Maniacal just go. Maniacal still no speed booster. You have to do this the old-fashioned way with screw attack. Going to get our first look here at Gauntlets. And we have found the fire rod, so let's go mode for Maniacal. No speed booster required. Let's go. The question is, does Maniacal do any more checks on the way? I'm assuming no. All the items are available, Master Swords. That means that it's just going to be a race, and Nitorific is now actually in the correct position to also find the fire rod on the way to everything, and has the advantage of getting the speed booster. So that would make him a bit faster in Super Metroid later on. But I'm not sure how much that differs in terms of time. 70 supers, 95 normal missiles, doesn't even need charge. Would be nice, but... There it is, there's charge! And lamp found. We found, yep, so that's perfect for Nitorific. Nitorific going to have some really easy clearing to do here. Also that charge can be very useful here. It's not really, yeah, I didn't quite catch where the X-ray was, but now Nitorific is going to be finding the fire rod, and as a result, Nitorific only has to just go here, clear ice, and then immediately clear the rest. That's it. So now it's a race. Ah, I see. Trails definitely. Gotcha. So, yeah, given this situation, I'm not really making a good estimate here, but Nitorific and I just... Nitorific could, if Nitorific wants to. Can now go mode? Right here. Where's Nitorific going? So, has the exact same weapon setup as Michael, except for the charge beam, as well as one super missile more. No, he doesn't need bombos because TR is a pendant. And Fire Rod is enough to clear the entirety of ice. It's going to come down to certain glitches. Here we have Icebreaker. So Icebreaker, what you want to do is you want to position yourself in such a way that you're in the wall, then you tap left and hold down and you go through the wall. That's how Icebreaker works, very in a nutshell. Basically what you do is you extend, from what I understand, for me it's literally line myself up with a certain shadow and then get stuck in the wall. which allows you to drop a block in a certain spot. But yeah, it's I don't like this. Yeah, Metroid. It doesn't matter because you're in Hyrule, so usually you would flew to 8 and then head into Ice Palace. But both players now in Ice. Michael. I'm not sure what Michael's looking for here. No, nothing. Because didn't get the thing. But the only option, yes, like chat is saying, getting the swords is very useful for the Ganon fight, but it's not required at this point. Having the silvers, having Master Sword is more than enough to take on Ganon, and given the fact that both of the players have a bottle as well as cape, that should be more than enough survivability. For Maniacal, this fight is going to be a lot easier than for Terrific. One bombos, get a spin in, and then just use fire rolling. That should be enough. But Maniacal needs to be a bit careful here because these puffs deal a lot of damage. But very well done here by Maniacal. Terrific, on the other hand, is having a bit of issues here with the ice break, but finally gets it, so that's really good. And that is Ice Palace completed for Maniacal. I wouldn't put it past Maniacal to just head over to the rest of the dungeons right now. The big thing that Maniacal is going to be dealing with is the dark rooms in Fire. So Nitorific picked up the lamp, but if there's one dark room in Mire that's really bad, it's the switch room. We have to drop the Chaos Mariam block on the switch. Without the lamp, that's a very hard room. It's definitely possible, but it will take some time. Whereas Nitorific has full vision, and can just do that instead. What I'm assuming that Nitorific is going to be doing is after Ice, just finish off all the Zelda dungeons. Actually, that's not too bad of an idea. Finish off all the Zelda dungeons, do GT, then do Dragon, go back into Hyrule, on Dragon, and then do Wrecked Ship into Mother Brain Lost. That's probably the play here. Actually, it doesn't have to go back into Hyrule, you can just go from Dragon through the Forgotten Waterway, but personally, I prefer the air. So Nitorific just go to actually having a bit of trouble here with the puffs. Most notably because of the fact that he did not get bombos, so he did not get viral shots for free at the start. But he eventually gets it. Now it's on to the next dungeon. So for Maniacal, yeah, it's just a race here. Heading over to, of course, Skull Woods. Let's see how that will pan out here. In the meantime, Nitorific will be getting out the flute. Fire Rod shots on Moth. The issue with Fire Rod shots on Moth is that sometimes it sends Moth careening into a very weird direction, so you want to avoid doing that as much as possible. But Michael gets it. gets a map for his troubles. And he's terrific, deciding, well, let's do Mire first. We have all the items, why not? And to be fair, with the lamp, it's go mode Mire. It doesn't really matter which order you do the dungeons, as long as you try to make sure that if you can just save and quit over to the old map, then you're fine. That will be dungeon number 5 for Maniacal, or rather crystal number 5. Maniacal into the Dark Worlds. Not sure where Maniacal is going. If this is Pod, I highly disagree with this location. If it isn't, Maniacal is going to do Dragon first. I like this as well. It doesn't really matter which order you do it, but there's something to be said about just taking out Dragon, making sure you have all the Super Metroid bosses down. And then the only thing you have to do after Ganon is save and quit, reset, and head over to Monterey. So there are multiple ways to go about this. But I like it. Maniacal doing what he can. Does not have speed booster though, so needs to make use of this little trick here. Just hold down, pass through the spinners. So Michael is heading over to Dragon. 2 options to fight this fight. Actually, yeah, just use the standard super missiles, but I'm assuming that Maniacal is going to be going for the grapple option. Michael likes that heart container. Alright, Dragon Room. That will be boss number 4. I'm actually using supers to take out those turrets, but that is okay. So we're going to be seeing 2 bosses, one after the other. First Dragon, on the right side, on Maniacal's side, and of course on the left side, Terrific. And for those who are actually watching, it's also very important that you, give these runners a little bit of a follow. That would be very nice. Also very nicely done by Maniacal, just obliterating Dragon. They're putting up quite a show here, and it's very nice. And of course, also thanks to the trackers, I believe that Miss Metroid is currently assisting in the tracking, and of course, another tracker. Let me quickly check the name. That is Fallen Beagle. So, thanks to the trackers as well, it definitely makes sure that we can see what the inventory is. So, and of course, me, TechnoLink. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a lot of fun to see this as we go into the Vitty fight. Terrific, just using those silvers. It's of course the advantage with the silver. 1 hit on those small eyeballs, and then finally 2 hits on the large eyeball, and it's down. Terrific. Getting a key for his troubles. Now Maniacal just passing through these spinners again. So yeah, that's dungeon number 6. The only thing remaining is Skull Woods for Terrific. Maniacal still needs to Pod and Mystery Mire, so I'm assuming Maniacal will be teleporting over to Pod at this point. Terrific, heading over to Kakariko, of course, because, well, that's the fastest way to Skull Woods to do this. Maniacal, again, without the lamp. The advantage that Maniacal now has is, of course, he has the fire rod, so he can, of course, light one of those torches in the 6 turtle room, whereas Metroid had to spend a lot of time trying to find out where those turtles were, and at the same time try and kill them, which is very hard in that room. So we're going to be seeing how much time Maniacal is going to be losing by going into those rooms. Especially Misery Mire is going to be the big turnaround, given that Metroid did have the lamp, but Maniacal is going to have to do that in the dark. Both players should be able to do that delicately. But we'll see. Sometimes it can be very treacherous. Metroid now heading into the back of Skull, should be able to take care of Mothula. Has quite a few hearts at his disposal in case things go very bad. Also interesting to see Metroid using the lamp here instead of the fire rod. Losing a bit of time there. So basically, when you have full magic, you can use the fire rod on all of the different mummies. I think they're called Gyptos, and still have enough magic remaining to use on the 4 lanterns. But that's okay. Terrific. Now heading into Mothula. Let's see how that will pan out. It shouldn't be too big of a problem. Just hit it really hard and really fast. And that's the kill on Mothula. Well done by Metroid. So Maniacal is heading over to the next area. I was looking for the torch. There we go. Found the torch. We'll be able to just obliterate those turtles in one go. Oh, I was saying one go, but it's a bit longer than I expected. Nevertheless, Metroid gets his 7th crystal and will now be able to head over to Ganon. And Maniacal, still 2 crystals to go. Now heading towards the one and only Helmasaur King. So, with us going into GT, let's have some numbers in chat. There are 22 locations that we can have for Big Key. Put some numbers on those chats. And, if you win, you will get a prize. The prize is that you guessed the right number. Congratulations. So that's it. Let's wonder where it will be. Will it be in the tower room? Will it be behind armor lines? Or will it be in a better location for the runners? Personally, I'm going to be gambling 13. As Metroid is heading up that mountain. And this is going to be the big thing here. Maniacal only needs one more dungeon. This should be a fast one. That's dungeon number 6. And that's basically it. Metroid, 2 bosses in Metroid remain. That might take a bit more time than you would expect. Let's be a bit careful here with these Lionels, of course, because the Master Sword doesn't deal damage to them. And Maniacal knows that bird needs to go, because else it will hit you. So the fun part about that bird is that even if you are in the midst of the medallion sequence, the bird will keep moving, and it will deal damage to you. So you could just take 3 hearts of damage with Bloomhill, but he would not be the first runner to actually die to that. And that totally didn't happen to me. Totally. Metroid is going to be finding the torch item being an E-tank. So I need to pick it up. I guess that makes sense. There's no need for that. I have defensive capabilities already. Heading into the Stalfo's room. More checks. What we often see runners do. It's a bit of a personal preference here in GT. I always say just pick one and go with it. Oftentimes they mirror out after this and then do full right. which means that they will be going here to the first room with the 2 chests, then drop a block with the King of Samaria. Of course, it all depends on whether or not they find the big key. But there are other options. You can go full to the left and just ignore the right side for a long time. You can go into the... Actually, this is an interesting one. Go for Tower Room. Each Riffing must feel very behind. Tower Room is definitely one of the slowest checks, but if it's there, then you gain over 5 minutes. Ah, that's not true. That's a lot of that's a lot of time. But most of the players decide not to do Tower Room, and it takes a long time to get back there if you decide to skip it. It feels like fun. So racing. And what do we have here? I wonder. Ice Beam. Well, that's almost a full beam combo. Just needs. Actually, that is the full beam combo, isn't it? We have Plasma, we have Charge, we have Ice, we have Wave. That's going to make the Modern Brain fight a bit faster. And of course it's going to help with the Metroids that are in Modern Brain, so... Yeah, Ice Beam is in Tower Room and needs terrific guns. There's an E-Tank. There's bombs. So we finally got that. King of Burna. Now in mirror. Yeah. So the mirror comes out, and yeah, basically the entire equipment bar for Meteorific is now filled, finding everything on it except for bombos. Yeah, Ether was on Helmsor King. Chat is keeping track of the big key location. Well, it's not here. So that is 13. I can believe chat, so I'm really bad at counting. And Maniacal gets through the dark room, so Maniacal now definitely ahead. So now it's going to come down to where is that big key. There are only 7 locations, 8 locations remaining. If you include this room, of course. It's not here. This is fun. Meteorific must feel very bad at this point. There's a missile. And there's the big key, left side. I think that was 15. 17? 70. I can't see. This is why I rely on chat. 16? Let's see, it's 4, 5, 6, 8, 12, and then 13 is the firebar room. Sorry, the firebar room. Fire snake room is 14. Yeah, it was 16. Yeah, Desalon wins. Congratulations. You may indulge yourself with the prize that you were able to guess the big key correctly. But now the gauntlet happens. And the gauntlet is one of those places where you really like a tempered sword. So this seat could have been very scary in that if you found that fire rod early, you would have had access to TR. That's a big thing. That's both of them. I find that fire out very late in the game. As Metroid is just going for the gauntlet at a very okay pace. Nicely hitting the lizards into the spikes, which actually kills them because spikes deal, I believe, class 5 damage, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually look it up now as we go. And in the meantime, Metroid trying to take out Lamola's 2. It doesn't really get all the silvers off, but here we go. Second time's the charm, and Metroid now heading over to a room where you can just kill all of the enemies with one Samaria block, so that's very nice. This room, once again, if you can get the if you can get the Samaria block in the right position, and you can do it in one cycle, that saves quite a bit of time compared to the 2 cycle. 2 cycle is easier, but well, here we go. Terrific. Some fire rods. And Maniacal, yeah, going towards the left side. I wonder if he's going to continue here. And if he goes to the random room in one go, that's perfect for him. That will even gain him more time, and then Metroid can basically not catch up to Maniacal anymore, unless something goes horribly wrong on the Maniacal side, which I very much doubt. Maniacal here going with the age-old method of using the Samaria block instead of the boomerang. Terrific. Really wants to upset Moldorm, I guess. Yes. There we go. Well done. What is in the validation chest? It is just a... Terrific now heading straight into Aghanim 2. Maniacal getting close to finishing off Zelda and then getting ready for Super Metroid. That's a double, that's another double I think. There we go, and Aghanim 2 is down, Metroid heading straight over to Ganon. In the meantime, Maniacal is making his way up the gauntlet here. And into the long cannon bridge. Does not get hit. You need to realize that you do need the tempered spins, or rather the fast sword spins. That's just 4, if I can count correctly. 5, 6, 7. So you need 12 tempered slashes, or 12 master sword spins. That should be 9. The corner is very nice because that's an easy double. And that's enough for phase 1. Phase 2, incoming. That's not a confirmed hit for phase 2, so that's just 1 hit. I think Metroid was a bit too early, but we'll see. Be careful, Nito. That's 2. 3. And this is a very scary fight. Nito does really not want to be spending any magic on this. This is a very bad position for Nito. Especially when you're not taking spins. Nito has 1 potion remaining. There should be at 8. There's also the hookshot attempts that you can make. There we go, that's a perfect location. Oh, that hurts. And that should be enough. So, what you really want is for... Make sure to turn off your cape in time, Nito. Nito a bit low on magic here. A bit late with the spin. If you're too late with your hit on Ganon when he jumps, you will send out the fire bat in a circle. Well, spiral more like. That will be very dangerous for you. So, phase 3, part 4. 1 more hit. Okay, we're on to phase 4. We did find the arrows. Nito needs to be careful here with the magic. This is risky. And Nito, you have silvers, remind yourself of that. Okay, Nito remembered. It's 2 silver hits. One more. Then it's 3. Final hit. And that's Ganon down. Well done, terrific. Now, be careful. Don't fall in the hole. Do not fall in the hole. We've seen it happen. And that's G. Right. And now it's on to Dragon. As Maniacal is heading into Agatu. Terrific is doing his best. There you go. Okay, yeah, you're going like that. That's valid. He's going to be taking the Whirlpool. So, one of the things that you can do, and that's very useful when you have the boots, you can set up a water wall from Skull Boots and then drop into this portal. You can also just run up here from the pyramid, so it works both ways. I don't think it's that much of a time save though. Especially since you can just... here we go, into Dragon. So Maniacal makes short work of this Agatu fight. And Valid and Terrific of course have the fact that he has speed booster, so this is a lot faster. The big issue Terrific is dealing with is the fact, of course, that, well, Terrific only has Super Metroid bosses to kill. Maniacal is going to be done the moment. Well, we'll not have to worry about that, we just go straight over to Modern Brain, so it's all going to come down to how fast can Terrific do the wreck ship, and how fast... Oh, Maniacal! Oh, stop scaring us, please. Maniacal makes one mistake, he's dead. It's quite a thing. Okay, he has the cape, so use it, please. Don't give me a heart attack. I also feel like Maniacal should be a bit more aggressive with the cape, given that it's the last preparation. That's the end of Dragon. So, the thing I feel like Maniacal needs to be very careful is being too late with the cape activation. He's playing it very safe though. And one of the fun things about cape is that as long as you're holding a wall but not pressing the direction, it's also maybe also pressing the direction. As long as you're holding a wall, the magic does not break. So as you can see, the magic meter stays safe here. But the downside to that is, of course, that you're playing it very slowly, while you have a blue potion available. So now we're in phase 4. And Maniacal, shh! I would really like to see Maniacal drink his potion! As Nitorific is going to be heading into Zelda, and then resetting to head over to the direction. Well, that's one more spin slash from Maniacal. Terrific, opting not to take the refill yet. Big advantage that Terrific has is that it does not have to do most of Rexship. Just go to the boss, kill the boss, and then head back through the way you can. Maniacal just a bit too late. Well, you get one more shot after that, it's there. Oof. There we go, Maniacal takes down Ganon. I was a bit worried there for Maniacal. That's also waiting for that last hit. Especially given the fact that that last hit coincided with the torches going out. So I was a bit worried about that. So now we get save and quit. Maniacal's heading over to Mother Brain as Terrific is finishing off Phantoon here. And the big difference, of course, being Ice and Charge not available for Maniacal, so that's going to be some slower rooms. Let's say, right, here we go, there are the rockets. And that Doppler. That's a nice laser there. The power of Charge, Wave, Ice, and Plasma combined is nothing to scoff at. Ooh, this is the second one. And that's Phantoon down. So Terrific is going to have to chase down Maniacal here. So Maniacal, I'm not sure if Maniacal can do the Zep skip here. Maybe someone in chat can enlighten. Because it feels like you need the Ice Beam to do that. So Nito can quite a bit here. Here's the first power bomb. And well, it might actually be closer than we would expect. Oh, oops, Terrific. Didn't get the speed boost. It's kind of unfortunate. This is a long. These rooms are very slow if you don't have ice and missiles. So Nito does not have any way to get through the Zeps in one go. Sorry, Nito. I mean, Maniacal can't do Zep skip. Nito can. It's going to be quite a thing, and now it's also going to come down to can Maniacal get the baby skip. Be terrific about a minute or two behind Maniacal. Can he make up that time with the ice beam? That's going to be a big question. There's the baby. Michael does not have ice beam nor the speed booster. That's the big issue here. And of course, like chat is already saying, not having speed booster for escape is also going to lose a lot of time. No baby skip here. Warfare rooms, rather the Torian rooms are a lot faster for me terrific. By sheer virtue of having the ice beam available, he's catching up fast. This is going to be a very bad moment for Maniacal. But Maniacal's still on it. Clear out this door here, move towards the eye door. And Meterific not even going to bother with things, just going to take it with them. That was interesting to watch. Samus being thrown in the corner here. And there we go, no baby skip today. Right, Maniacal has reached the mother brain casing. Terrific isn't that far behind though, it's going to be very close. Terrific, going to be able to do stand-up, going to be able to do Sept if he can. Not sure if he's able to, but I would think he is. Michael just opening fire with all those missiles. Michael should have enough ammo, so we're going to just take a look at Terrific, who is closing in, only 2 rooms behind. Having speed booster for escape is going to be so useful. Did not get the shine spark. And it's not doing Zap skip, okay. So Terrific has decided, well, there's a good chance that it's not going to be we have enough ammo. Just keep going. Yes. Oh, he sets him up stealth. Casing as well, that's pretty good. That's, well, phase 1 of the Mother Brain fight coming up. Versus the baby. Incredibly close here for these two. Maniacal still waiting for the baby to take out Mother Brain. He's terrific now in the catch-up phase. Looking to do stand-up. Okay. I set himself up for that, I think. I wish I knew how to reach for it. That's the end of the baby on the right side. This is going to be incredibly close. Maniacal is going to have to apply Hyper Beam to Mother Brain here. As Meterific is waiting for the stand-up. Okay, here we go. Mother Brain is down on Maniacal. there's definitely a tie possibility, but it's going to be very close here from Maniacal. Maniacal now in the escape, as Terrific is still working on Mother Brain. Or rather, Mother Brain is working on the baby. Terrific doing a lot of damage there to Mother Brain already, so here it goes. Speed boosterless escape versus speed booster escape. And Mother Brain is down. Oh man. And here we go with the escape. Maniacal trying to go up as fast as he can. Oh, has a few misses there. Still going. Okay, first room of escape done. Second room of escape. Here we go with Terrific. Going to be close. Maniacal almost at the top of the shaft. And that should be enough. Yeah, Maniacal will not be caught up by Terrific at this point. Maniacal will be finishing soon with an official race time GG time off. See it happen. 2:45.46 for Maniacal. And of course, Terrific now in the last part of the escape, looking to finish as well. Trying to get there. Has more than enough time to reach the ship, but still, will he save the animals? No, he decides not to save the animals. Heading straight over to the ship and getting out of there as fast as humanly possible. And that's it. Terrific is done with a time of 2:46.18. Congratulations to both of our runners. And if we're looking at the total run, we have Farflu finishing in first place with an official time of 2:30.44. We have Hydra Power second place, 2:35.18. Ivan, Osse, Aster, PP-chan, and now Zemt and Eddie are also finishing, and I think we are being joined by Maniacal. GG.
Hey, thanks. GG. I thought Nito had hopped up as well. I was trying to talk to him in setup, and then he disappeared. So my apologies. But hopefully he comes and joins soon.
You scared him away here. But tell us a bit about the seed. It was a it was a doozy.
I felt good about how I played it. Honestly, like I felt really good about it, and then just did very poorly.
Yeah, that fire rod location. What was it? 1 hour, 15 minutes?
Yeah, I mean,
loop?
Yeah, I knew that if someone decided to, for no reason, with all of Super Metroid Open, do Bryn Loop, that was bad. But I didn't expect 9 people to do it.
Well, we saw
GG,
Terrific do it.
GG.
Hey, GG. Well, yeah, you went the other way. I think Maniacal came from downstairs into Brinstar, whereas you came from upstairs, and you found some goodies over there, like Charge Beam.
Ooh, Charge Beam.
Yeah, I was
on
under
the way to Fire
bridge.
Rods.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once I got Fire out, I was like, nope.
And the lamp was right behind it.
Oh, shucks. That could have saved me a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I didn't get to run
exactly.
lamp strats in GT, and so I had to be really cognizant of my magic management and grab the decanter between torches 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
If we're looking at the race, you both found mirror very early, which made you probably realize that flippers locked the mirror logically.
Yeah.
And then, well, where were flippers? Bumper ledge.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I enjoyed it. I enjoy a trolley morph ball location. It's trolley goal mode I don't enjoy because you're 3 hours in, you just want to finish. Please give me my last item. But with this 1 hour in, it's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I actually felt kind of okay. I mean, it was objectively a mistake for me not to do Ether Tab when I broke Dark Death Mountain, but if you are keeping track of the logic, Dark Death Mountain isn't yet in logic because of the way the items fell when I was doing it. And so Ether Tab is very much out like on an island in terms of where it is in the logic. And so I felt okay about isolating because I felt like if people were playing by the normal logic, that they would likely be stranding that location and leaving it for pretty late as well. I was surprised Thieves was as dry as it was.
Yeah, both of you did Thieves relatively. I think in the middle of the run.
Yeah,
and finding absolutely nothing there, and also getting the green pendant. Even that's 5 items. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, I tried to avoid going into Green Pendant Thieves, and then like it was 5 items against a bunch of 1s.
Isn't it always? Like it's always Thieves Stand except when it isn't.
Yeah, I was surprised by the time it came around to it that it was as dead as it was. And then that powder on pedestal, I shouldn't have gone and fake powdered. That was a pretty big mistake. Ultimately didn't cost me anything, but it was
mushroom.
Sorry?
Where was mushroom?
Oh gosh, where was it? It was somewhere fairly early in one branch of a location. I
think it was in Wreckship because
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Didn't go mode at Wreckship.
Yeah, it was in Ocean. It was at the Ocean. So
by the time I got Morph, I knew that it wasn't a pet seed.
Yeah, and I knew it, but at the same time, I also had like said, "Oh gosh, powder's on pedestal again. If I find mushroom, like better save it." And like that was the stronger signal in my head, and I hadn't overwritten it. And so like as soon as I got mushroom, I was like, okay, I want to chase and turn this in because Wreckship's dead otherwise. And so I went immediately to fake powder to turn in the mushroom, and then like slammed the reset button.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's a long seat. I mean, we're in here about 3 hours. That after a while, those things that you how do you say, you lock that in your mental thought, and then suddenly, oh wait, why did I do this even? Because Fire Rod locks the pedestal, so it can never be on fake on powder. But nevertheless, it's a relatively fast check in comparison to some of the checks like Sandpits.
Yeah. Did we find a third sword? Okay, Sandpits has speed. Makes sense. Did we find a third sword?
Not me.
Yeah.
Chat is hoping that both of the swords are on Laser Bridge, but that's chat for you.
Typical.
Yeah, if we're looking at basically everything in Zelda was checked when both of you went over to Norfair, which was quite interesting. You had the Varia suit, which you didn't have the high jump boots, whereas Nito actually had the high jump boots early, but was looking for Varia for a long time. That was an interesting yin-yang thing there.
Yeah, it was, because we were meant to get the book out of Eastern to go get the high jump boots out of a desert, and then find Dark World access to go to Catfish to get Varia. And where was Flute again? And then with Flute, eventually you would it was a mini Moldom Cave, I think. So with Flute and this equipment, you were meant to go fetch your second sword and cape in Bubble Mountain to come back and get Morph Ball. But at the same time, you still needed. Wait, no, you needed mirror too. Okay, cape gets you flippers, which gets you mirror, which gets you the tablet. That was the logic, and my head hurts now.
Yeah, it was kind of a mess, and so when I found the mitts, I was like, okay, I definitely want to like mirror in and do desert, because desert was something I'd been putting off, and I didn't want to use the space jump from Dark Maze until I found the lamp to do Bubble Mountain access with Varia without Morph. And so like finding the high jump boots, it was like, okay, well now like the leash is off and I can go into Bubble Mountain. because like Bubble Mountain, if you're playing ahead of the logic, Morphless Bubble Mountain is not really a very desirable play without Speed Booster.
Yeah, exactly. That's but nevertheless, we found eventually we found Morph, but it was feeling like we're going to be clearing Zelda before we even push into Metroid. That was quite the place you made there, because I think we were 1.5 hours in and we had seen 10, maybe a minute of Super Metroid play.
Yeah, once I didn't go down to retro early, I was just like, okay, well, I found a bunch of spheres in Zelda. The odds that the linchpin is in Sphere 0, pretty unlikely. And so, like, the more stuff you find in Zelda, the more it disincentivizes ever going back there. And I was just like, my lamp is sitting at Morph Pedestal, isn't it? For like the first hour, I was just like, that's where my lamp is. And of course, it was just power bombs eventually when I did get down to it. But I did the reverse Bryn loop off of that because Bombos could have put Fire Rod in Ice Palace when I found it. And so I wanted to reset down there. And when I found Bombos like first check going down, I was just like, crap, I have to keep this, which priced me into like a whole Bryn loop that I didn't want to do. Ultimately got Fire Rod, so it worked.
It worked out in the end. So I think we are going to be asking final thoughts on the seed. It's been fun. It's been quite a pleasure seeing you both run through both Metroid and of course Zelda.
Yeah, and from the interview, it sounds like we did some fairly different things in terms of especially sequencing once we got into Super Metroid. So I have a feeling that it'll be a fun watch back, given that it was fairly close. So GG to Neaterific and GG to everyone else who ran this one.
I walked into Helmosaur King's room with 1 heart, no potions.
Oh boy! Don't spoil the result. I did a lot of my Master Sword Ganon on like 1 heart and a sliver of magic because I didn't want to use my only blue.
The entire time I had just enough health, just enough magic, just enough potions, to just get by barely, squeaking by.
I was actually wondering why you were not as aggressive with your cape to go through Ganon, where you were playing it very safe with reactivating the cape every so often instead of trying to get 7-8 spins in one go.
Yeah, it's because sometimes Master Sword Silvers even is a little finicky without Lamp. Like just getting the double torch. I should have gone for Torch Glitch, but I wanted to like try and set up the free triple, and it was a dumb choice. But ultimately, I ended up needing that magic that I was conserving. Yeah,
exactly. It's I was just wondering. It's one of those things that someone who plays more Zelda than Metroid was quite curious about the fight. But it was a good fight. One heart Ganon is very scary. One mistake and you're dead. And also the Helmosaur was also very interesting to watch. So I would definitely give that a watch back, seeing what Nito was doing there, because that was quite a thing. Without spoiling anything.
Where exactly?
The Helmosaur.
Right. That was
your trip to Helma.
Yeah, that was. I so wish I had any other medallion than Quake, but I only had Quake, so I had to make do.
Yeah, I was wondering. I didn't see the damage from Quake, so I'm not entirely sure if the turtles actually
Quake does nothing. All Quake does is stun. So the turtles were. I was stunning it because it reveals the turtle you flip. So I was hammering and then I used Quake, so I would see where the turtles were, but it doesn't kill them. It just stuns them a bit.
Did you not have Fire Rod?
No, Fire Rod was my go.
Okay, same. I just put off the bottom of pod like a wimp because I was there really, really early.
Where was Bombos? Because you have that and I don't.
It was Old Mother Brain, I want to say.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
So I was going down to try and reset like post Billy Mays and found Bombos, and I was like, crap, that's Ice Palace, and Fire Rod can be there.
I would have so dove Turtle Rock if I had found Bombos before Fire.
I mean that was after Ice Palace. That was where I was headed. But I was already down the elevator, so I was going to route up through Bryn just for item density, and found the fire rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was the right call, I guess. How many items are there in Bryn? Just like
A lot.
at least over
20,
20
30
or
something. Like it's a lot. There's a huge
Yeah.
number of items over there.
Alright. Well, in any case, very well played, and I would like to thank everyone for watching and give our runners a follow. It should be in the chat, which is Nitorific and Maniacal. Thanks, of course, for you running. Miss Metroid, thanks for stepping into track. It was very important job to do. To A, make sure that everyone knows what everyone has, and B, of course, giving me the information as well, which is very important. And yeah, once again, Maniacal, Nitorific, thanks for being on Restream. It's been a blast, and I had a lot of fun commentating this, and I hope to see more of you in the future.
GG.
Thank you. GG's.
Right, and that about wraps it up. So I would like to also thank all of our viewers here on Speed Gaming 3. Right now there's a daily, a weekly race going on Speed Gaming 6 for The Legend of Zelda. There's also a Metroid Fusion randomizer on Speed Gaming 2, so make sure to follow the Speed Gaming channels, and maybe we'll see all of you next time. Thanks for watching, see you next mission.